We are back on the phone. Wayne Gillman and Bill Crowley. I guess the two most. You guys were the original two, right?
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Both you guys were there from the very beginning of the Air America launch. The news department is is shutting down formally as of yesterday, or I don't know.
Yes, Friday was the last day. The Air America News Department also included in the original days. It was supposed to be Rachel Maddow, and
that's right.
Of course, Joanne Allen was in the middays.
Right.
And then she left after a year. And Rachel, of course, ended up being paired doing the talk show, the Unfiltered show at night.
Right, and she has since gone on to have great success soloing. So, Bill, let's start with you on the fairness doctrine. Just give people a little bit of perspective on this, because now when you say the fairness doctrine on in corporate media, they go, "Oh my God, that would be horrible," without really bringing up the fact that the public owns the airwaves, and when you get your license to drive a car, nobody complains that the government is censoring me by not letting me drive on the left side of the road.
Yeah. So before Ronald Reagan was president, there was what was called the Fairness Doctrine, going back to the 1930s, which required both sides or all sides to be heard in discussion on the publicly owned airwaves. Radio and television are owned by the people of the United States, and essentially they're leased out to the stations that broadcast in radio and TV in this country. That's the law. It's always been the law. It's still the law. It's just that it's a little different after Reagan, because Reagan instituted a reform, changes, and got rid of the Fairness Doctrine, which required that you had to present, an opportunity for all sides to be heard.
It was essentially a D form.
I'm sorry?
A D form.
Yeah, there you go. And since then, of course, what we've seen is the rise of right-wing talk radio, and the one-sided opinion on the radio, and of course a lot of the cable TV now.
And Wayne, this has had an impact. I mean, there's 50% of the population out there, or maybe a little bit less, that thinks Saddam Hussein was involved in 9/11. I mean, there's all sorts of
still do, unfortunately, because you got some bonehead media out there that subtly promotes that agenda. I'm so glad that Bill Crowley brought up Ronald Reagan's name, because it all goes back to him. There was a lot of praise, some worthy, some unworthy, during the course of his funeral about what this man has meant to America, but he destroyed the labor movement. When you stop and think about the air traffic controllers way back when, everybody, there were more jobs going. When I started out, and I'm certain Bill can attest to this, that in the business, all radio stations in this country were required to provide 5 minutes of news, either at the top or the bottom of the hour. When news was required, public affairs programming was required, and all of that was also exactly.
And you had a lot more local ownership, so you were actually addressing the needs specifically of communities.
Yeah, this was the days before Clear Channel had 1,200 stations. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, it's led to the demise of radio news to a certain extent. You have some unimaginative, boneheaded program directors out there. I don't speak of the one at Air America, but, the deal is that was cited as a financial situation for the move to make. But you have people in the industry today who feel that, news, people just want to be entertained. They don't want to be informed. So God forbid, I mean, there's whole sections of this country where they can't afford a news department or even afford to have a network service piped in from one of the major localities, and they're in the darkness about what the hell goes on out there. And I just think it's a damn shame, man. I mean, I don't want to, go off, because my anger, every time I think about what goes on out here, and I sound like old school, I sound, like the voice of the past, but, it's really what is dumbing down this audience.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's why things are the way they are.
All right, listen, guys, we only have a minute left. Wayne, what's up? What's next for you?
Hey, man, 34 years, I need a break. I tell everybody that.
Dude, I hear that. I needed a break after 3.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're doing an excellent job, Sam.
Well, I appreciate it, Wayne.
Missed during the week, and with all due respect to Lionel and the others, but you got a great career ahead of you.
I appreciate that, and I enjoyed working with you. Bill, what's next for you?
Well, as you know, I've continued
working elsewhere in the business, and I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to return to All News Radio in New York, and I've already started doing other stuff. In fact, Friday I was on WWRL, our New York affiliate.
Oh, exciting.
For Sam Greenfield. So, and I hope to be doing some fill-in at Air America. You know, you take a day off, Sam, give me a call.
Bill, I certainly will. Gosh, maybe... no, I'm going to finish off this broadcast. All right, guys, thanks so much. It was great working with you, and I hope to do so again in the future.
Always a pleasure, Sam.
And let me know when you guys start blogging. We'll get you on the blog. All right, we've got to take a break. We'll take some calls, 866-303-2270.